Om Namo Narayana. Respected friends, Shrotas, Kosakas, welcome, salutations, greetings, gratitudes, wishes, and prayers. See, there is a text called as Yoga Vaashishtha Maha Ramayanam, and it is a beautiful samvada between Vasishtha and Rama. It is composed by Vishwamitra Valmiki ji. In that beautiful six prakaranas are there, fully meaningful prakaranas. The names themselves suggest what is the subject contained in them and what is its relation with our spiritual life and moksha. See, Vairagya Prakaranam, Mokshu Vyavahara Prakaranam, Utpatthi Prakaranam, Sthiti Prakaranam, Upashama Prakaranam, Nirvana Prakaranam. And in those 32,000 verses, what a beautiful question answers interactions happening between Rama and Vasishtha, and how many things are revealed. See, if we were not to attend this class, if we were not attending, all this information would never have been received by us. And see, through Upakhyanas, Yoga Vasishtha Maharamayana teaches us Brahma Vidya. This we heard. But what is Upakhyana? We didn't know till we came to this Leela Upakhyana. The Upakhyanas in these Yoga Vasishtha Maharamayana are as good as the stories in the Skanda Adi or Bhagavatadi Puranas, as good as the Itihasas. But there, the story aspects are covered more. Here, the Tattva aspect is covered more. Isn't it? Other details regarding Leela were not given. Only in the first portion, the wife Rani Leela and the husband King Padma, their Divya Gunas were told in 5566 verses. Thereafter, how she invoked Mother Saraswati with such nishtha. So, all these tell us that these are the possibilities, these are the ways for us to rise. Rise in knowledge, rise in spiritual knowledge, rise in knowledge regarding the Satya, Satya, Nitya, Nitya, and Adhisthana and Adhyaropadhara Adheya. See, Leela Upakhyana, Saraswati Leela Samvada, Leela's Prashna, Mother Saraswati is answering. So, in that, how many topics are covered if you see in the last few chapters, Sargas, which we were studying. है ना? The Agamana of Brahmadeva, then how from him through the Maya, the entire Bhuta Srishti means Panchamahabhutas and all Jiva Srishti, everything is told to us. Only if we read, study 3-4 times, that knowledge becomes ours. And what a bright, perfect knowledge it was. Continuously we are being given. In the latest topic, in that Leela Saraswati Samvada, see the discussion about the Chidakasha, the Chittakasha, the Bhutakasha, Chitta Jagat, Bhuta Jagat, and their being Kalpita. Chidakasha alone is reality that has to be sought. See that? These are all informations. If we were not attending this Adbhuta Shastra, we would have never got it. And to our today's thanks to science and technology, you need not go to ashrama and all in the comfort of your own house. Seated there, just put on this. There only you are getting everything to listen. अब देखो महा मजेदार बात है ना. To me also, from when was that Sankalpa desire to study the Shastra? In course of time, maybe those prayers were strong enough for the Lord Gurus to bless that He gave us an opportunity to go through this. And it is tough, it's difficult. We are not saying no. It's not that everything we are absolutely catching it. If that was our ability to catch absolutely everything in one go, so many books were not required for us to study. With the first Ishavasya Upanishad or first of any of Prakarana only, sufficient data was given, we could have collected, meditated, realized. दूसरा टेक्स्ट को पढ़ने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. Yet, through every text study, we are developing the steadiness to be in touch with the truth. After going through all this, after all our inner impurities go away to the required extent and we gain sufficient purity, then one text, one sequence of the sadhanas that are given, we follow them, there we are, we reach to the truth. That will be our final goal, our aim is. But see the joy in course of study of these Shastras. Now this Yoga Vaashishtha Maharamayana. After this in the Adi Shankara's Prakaranas studying 42 days we spent every day 20-25 minutes to study. Yoga Taravali concluded yesterday. Today after this class we are starting the Vakya Vritti explaining in exhaustive details the Mahavakya Tattvam Asi. See the daytime today, 730 days, we are studying Mandukya Upanishad. Still some 50-60 days will be there for us. Then the Skanda Purana. Today we concluded the Nagara Khanda. Tomorrow is starting the Prabhasa Khanda, where the Prabhasa Kshetra, Dwaraka Nagari, Krishna Leelas, all of them. They are all very good informations, डिवाइन स्पिरिचुअल इन्फॉर्मेशन. ये सब छोड़कर दिन भर टीवी देखो, सेलफोन देखो, शॉर्ट्स देखो, सिनेमा देखो, क्रिकेट देखो, क्रिकेट देखो, अब इसी में फंसे रहो, तो दैट अलोन अपियर्स टू बी रियल, एडिंग टू अवर इग्नोरेंस, delusions, vasanas, wrong habits, samsara. Isn't it? Think about it, unbiased. We are not questioning, we are not doubting, we are not teaching, we are not ordering, we are not finding fault. We are just putting some points plainly between me and you. For me also, more importantly, for you too. No, that means what? If we have the willingness, God's grace, these things we can do. With this as the learning, now let us have willingness for higher things. In the sense, not only we listen here, we study too. We contemplate, we do vicharana, we go into the depth of the understanding of the every aspect. We accept the sadhana indicated. We truly do it and we reach out our own redemption, moksha. इस तरह का हमें इच्छाएं होते हुए प्रयत्न बढ़ता ही रहना चाहिए. इसी क्षण आई एम प्रेइंग टू ऑल तथास्तु देवतास, इष्ट देवतास, gurus and Shruti Mata, whether I am willing to go deep in the study of the Shastras and do all the required sadhana and reach out to the absolute truth. Please bless me, say Tathastu. Please give the Anugraha. I am praying. This, when again and again done, and we too make it convenient to attend the class and understand that we need some ekagrata and shraddha, cultivate it, create it, come to the class with that and spend that 1 hour, 1.5 hour with that utmost shraddha, ekagrata. See the beauty of life. मैं तो कहता हूँ जैसे हीरो हीरोइन सिनेमा में गाते हैं कि हमारे ये दिन ऐसे ही चलते रहे. अगेन जैसे कि दे आर इन दैट वादियाँ घूम रहे हैं वेले डूइंग नथिंग वेस्टिंग ऑल द रिसोर्सेस एंड दे से हमारा जिंदगी ऐसा ही रहता रहे. आई ऑल्सो प्रे आवर लाइफ टू एटलीस्ट माई लाइफ आई डोंट नो yours you think for yours intensified in study, intensified in sadhana, intensified in meditation, every moment quickly reach out to the reality, है ना. और इस मार्ग से कतई किसी भी कारण से भ्रंश या भ्रष्ट नहीं होना भैया. भगवान, see to it that no other sankalpa comes to me. Even if it comes, slap me. And please don't fulfill any sankalpas other than of the truth or reality. Please, 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 oh God, this is how we have to be. So in that Leela Upakhyana, Leela Vishranti Upadesha is the 21st Sarga. Here, through that question answer, when Leela wants to see that Brahmana and Brahmani Grama in that Parvata Pradesha, Mother Saraswati tells us, taking this as an opportunity, how that can be seen, and for that, what state of evolution one has to reach to, and what is the sadhana for. It's as good as when Parikshit asks the question, taking advantage. Shukadevji guides Parikshit in the Jnana and Bhakti. It's as good as Arjuna in that dilemma regarding what to do, what not to do. Asks the question. The all wisdom Bhagavan Krishna always take that opportunity and pours to him the essence of all Upanishads. Here also, Sri Vasishtha took the opportunity of Sri Rama's questions, pouring on him, and to all the people who are assembled, the highest, greatest, noblest, divine, most knowledge. Again, in the Leela Upakhyanam, when Leela asked Mother Saraswati, taking that opportunity to guide her and whoever study this text through that Tattva Jnana towards moksha. मजेदार है कि नहीं? May our all inner doors be open for this Tattva Jnana. For that, all the other doors in which the Maya Moha enters be closed. Slowly, steadily, the first and foremost important things in spirituality, called as Viveka and Vairagya, dawn in us. Viveka is spirituality is the only way for moksha, not the worldliness. Therefore, Vairagya is give up that worldly pursuit, seek only spirituality. Then, to seek the spirituality, the other qualifications, other due efforts, etc. So, let us see today to some slokas from what we will study 37 से लेकर हम कुछ श्लोक पढ़ेंगे. मे बी 54, 55, 56 जितना हो सके. Spend 3 minutes in our daily prayers necessary to tune ourselves to those divine gurus and the Lord, because it is their grace only that this book comes in front of us, this class comes in front of us, these conveniences are there for us, not disturbed by anybody outside. More than that, our own devilish mind. कितना टाइम लगता है बोलो माइंड को कहने के लिए चुप हो जा, काय का क्लास देखना है, क्रिकेट मैच चल रहा है, इंडिया साउथ अफ्रीका, इंडिया इज प्लेइंग वेल, लेट अस वॉच इट. कितना टाइम लगेगा 1 मिनट में कहने को? मन को एक थप्पड़ दे के भगाती है मन. टू द मिलियंस ऑफ पीपल माइंड डजंट गिवन ए चांस आल्सो to think even about the presence of such satsang. They are tossed into this worldliness so forcefully, slaves to the mind. Compared to that, our mind is so kind. कहते चल जा बैठ, कोई नहीं, I will not disturb you. Who will get these opportunities, blessings? Right now we are here, let's make use of it. Om, 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 Om Sahana Vavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhetamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. ओम यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्व वेदान्ताः सच्शास्त्राः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्. ओम श्री राम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनामवरानने. ओम तस्मै रामनामवरानने. ओम परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे नमः. समस्त ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः. श्री वशिष्ठ विश्वामित्र वाल्मीकि वेदव्यास वामदेव नारद आदि समस्त श्री योगवासिष्ठ महारामायणादि शास्त्राणाम आचार्येभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषद योगवासिष्ठ महारामायणोक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्य बोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणे इतिहास संतवाङ्मयोक्त साध्य साधनानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थं तत्रोक्त ऋषिमुनि गुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रहानुभव प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्म से विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थम धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थम श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिव कृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुविघ्न समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्माद् ऋणाद् आरभ्य वैदिक हैन्दव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां शाश्वतरूपेण सुसंप्रतिष्ठा अवाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्रीराम वशिष्ठ संवाद रूप श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण प्रकरण मोक्ष शास्त्रस्य पारायणम् अध्ययनं साधना प्रयत्नं मुक्त्यर्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः। ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शनदृश्यवोः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्माद् आनन्दस्याम्बरेवनौ सर्वेषां जीवनमुतस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। दिव्यभूमौ तथाकाशे बहिरन्तश्च मे विभुः यो विभाति अवभासात्मा तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः। ओम सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तमेकमजरं नित्यं विभुं शाश्वतं प्रत्यग्ब्रह्म रसायनं सुखगनं पूर्णं परं पावनं स्वात्मज्योतिर्नादिमध्यनिधनं मायाविलासैर्मुहुः विश्वाकारमपास्तमायमभयं वन्दे विशुद्धं परं पदम्। ओम ज्ञानादेवात्मनो मोक्षः न तु कर्मसमाधिभिः अज्ञातोऽसौ स्वसदृश्यं सृजत्येवेति कीर्त्यते। ओम तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे। ओम विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहम्। ओम तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्री गुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नताः स्मः। ओम पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्दिदीर्षुर्जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरपि कलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये। ओम श्रीराम जय जय राम श्रीराम जय जय राम श्रीराम जय जय राम श्रीराम जय जय राम जय राम। ओम श्रीराम शरणं मम श्रीरामायण शरणं मम श्रीवसिष्ठ शरणं मम श्रीविश्वामित्र शरणं मम श्रीवाल्मीकि शरणं मम श्रीव्यासा शरणं मम श्रीनारद शरणं मम श्रीसद्गुरु शरणं मम श्रीसरस्वती शरणं मम श्रीव्यासा श्री रामा शरणं मम शरणं मम शरणं मम। ओम श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः। वशिष्ठादि ऋषिभ्यो नमः। योग वासिष्ठ महारामायणं तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणं लीलोपाख्याने लीला विश्रांति उपदेशो नाम एकविंशतितमः सर्गः। श्री वशिष्ठ उवाच श्री देवी उवाच इत्यादि। Okay, so the mantra is from 35 we'll touch it, though we saw them yesterday. What is it? Before that 34 mein hi the crucial thought. Jagadakashame vedam ब्रह्मैवेह तु दृश्यते दृश्यते काचिदप्यत्र धूलिरम्बुनिधाविव. See, in that water of the ocean appears the dhuli in the reflection, but is it there? Up to that only take the example. In the same way, in this whole Chidakasha, the entire Chitta and Bhuta Jagats, Chitta and Bhuta worlds are seen like the dust seen in the oceanic water reflection. That is what. Jagat Akasham eva idam Brahma eva tu drishyate. It's a Brahman only seen it that way. Drishyate katyapi atra dhulihi ambunidhav eva. So water only seen as the dust particles in that water. For it, there is the outer dust for it to get reflected. But in case of Paramatma, it is his Maya Shakti. No need of any other dust required for that to get reflected. Maya Shakti hi Ustara. Now, like in the mirror also, when you see your reflection, my reflection I see, that reflection is that mirror surface only, appearing to me that reflection, without the mirror becoming that. That's why when I move away, when other buffalo comes, it reflects that also. If I was real there on that mirror, the other buffalo need not come there, isn't it? In the same way, catch this example of the water alone appearing as the reflected akasha or megha or dust in the river, isn't it? What you are seeing is water only reflected like that. So to what we are saying is Chidakasha only, because of the ignorance of the Chidakasha in the form of this Chitta Chitta Jagat Bhuta Bhuta Jagat. Chittakasha Chitta Jagat Bhuta Akasha Bhuta Jagat. Okay. Then therefore, please, the basic point, other things you may fully digest or not, depending on the subtlety of intellect, the basic point keep on carrying with you all the time. What is it? Ayam prapancho mithyaiva satyam brahma sadadvayam. Ayam, this entire prapancha with all its varieties, all its lakshanas, with all its parameters, with all the modifications in it, mithya eva. Just like dream, just like the cinema on the screen, just like the jadoo of the jadugar, just like our kalpana. Any number of examples you take. I am prapancha mithya. If that's mithya, what is reality then? Satyam Brahma Sad Advayam. Sat Swarupa, Advaya Swarupa, Vastu, which is called Brahma in the Upanishads, that alone is Satyam. Now, how are you telling it? What is the Pramana? Isn't it? Because whenever the Brahma Tattva is told, the Pramanas have to be told. Atra Pramanam Vedantaha Guravaha Anubhavaha Tatha. In this case, the Pramanam are the Vedanta Shastras, the Pramanams are the Gurus, the Pramanam is when we do the sadhana as told by Vedanta and Guru, our own Anubhava. To that Anubhava we have to reach. Advising us to reach to that Anubhava, the rishis are glorifying that Anubhava. Other than that, whatever the Jagat Anubhava we have, it is binding us. Luckily, it is mithya. If it is real, it would have never gone away, never would have got moksha. It being mithya, it can be warded off. That warding away the binding mithya Jagat and realizing the liberating real self is called spirituality, is the moksha. Why can't we catch this point? Simple, because our intellects are not yet trained, not yet matured, not yet made purified, not became subtle enough, not got trained in this. All these words which we have used now started now. When we keep on, imagine next 10 20 30 40 साल और अगले जन्म में भी 50 साल, ऐसे 3 4 जन्म, only Vedanta we are listening, studying, contemplating. Imagine the state of our understanding about this spiritual knowledge. Corona is, I imagine. And along with that, if our sadhana of Vyatireka Anvaya also is happening, Mano, we really reach to that high level of meditation wherein at any moment you sit, close eyes, ward off all the kalpita upadhis and upadhi pursuing world and just to stay in the reality. Anybody, when he opens a new shop, let us say a super bazaar or storeroom, first today, second day, how difficult it is. Tala kholo, pata nahi tala kahan rakhna hai. Then where is that manager seat or cashier seat and all the things which are placed where. एक साल दो साल के बाद देखो how आराम से he'll open the thing, go and stay in the place where he has to. One by one workers come, customers come, purchase, sales, orders, everything is होता है कि नहीं every field में. The big big ministers, leaders, when you see how they maintain the diplomacies, the discussions, the decisions, 20, 30, 40 years relentlessly they are doing in this life scene. In earlier lives, how much they might have done that they are now in that mood of, कल हुआ वो राष्ट्रपति जो आया आप वो कहाँ का रशिया का the way he landed in that plane with so many 120 people, thousands of his security people and so many vehicles. One man, how is it, yaar? And reciprocating is our own in the Indian greats. देखो from how many lives they must be doing that. In the worldly parlance, we are spiritually also. You see, the great giants like Vivekanandas, the Gurudevas, all of them, Tapon Maharaja, Shivananda Gurus, how many lives they might have struggled in reaching to that highest evolution. So too in many other fields. You and I also are, if not masters, at least little better in some or the other things. We may speak good Hindi, good English, or we may talk sensibly, or we may plan the things well. We may conceive some goals. अब ये भी evolutionary stage है ना. Even if we are dressing well, suited, booted, that also evolution. If we are maintaining some discipline, dignity in our eating food, वो भी maturity. इन सब का छोटे छोटे एग्जाम्पल्स क्यों दे रहे? Only to make us feel that this Vedanta also has to be mastered like that. Theory, practice, experience. Siddhanta, sadhana, siddhi. Okay, so what we are saying is कि अयम प्रपंचो मिथ्यैव सत्यम ब्रह्म सदाद्वयम अत्र प्रमाणम गुरवः वेदांताः देन अवर अनुभवः. और अनुभव की बात में ये सारा एक्सप्लेनेशन अभी तक था. By getting the guidance from the pramanas of Guru and Vedanta, we do sadhana, our anubhava we get. That is the antima ultimate pramana. Yat sakshat aparokshat brahma. Aproksha अनुभव के बाद ही ब्रह्म सत्यम जगन मिथ्या. Okay, next one. ब्रह्मैव पश्यति ब्रह्म न अब्रह्म ब्रह्म पश्यति. The one who realizes Brahman alone can see Brahman. Non-Brahman cannot see Brahman. I know Gurudev used to say, only realized saint can realize or understand the other realized saint. Like a doctor only can understand other doctor. लॉयर ही जानते हैं दूसरे को ना. यहाँ भी ब्रह्म एव पश्यति ब्रह्म न अब्रह्म ब्रह्म पश्यति. ओके, देन ब्यूटिफुल. लिसन. सर्गादि नाम्ना प्रतितः स्वभावः अस्यैव च ईदृशः. Of this Paramatma only, it is Swabhava, which is Pratitaha, appearing like this creation. It is not real, but it is appearing, and it is Paramatma's Mahima only. See that? Sargadi namna pratitaha swabhavaha asyaiva cha idrushaha. His swabhava means his own Maya Shakti makes it appear it. You have to break that Maya by realizing the self. Next one, a beautiful sublime discussion. Na Brahma Jagatam Asti Karya Karanata Udayaha. There is no Karya Karana Sambandha between Brahma and Jagat. Karya Karana Sambandha is valid when there are two things. One is Karana, second is Karya. Just like there is no, on the deeper analysis, there is no Karya Karana Sambandha between the mud and the pot. When we are taking the pot as reality, that time to bring our attention to the mud, we call the pot as effect, Karya, and then we say there is something called mud as its Karana. When this way it is said, हम सिर मुंडे हिला के हाँ हाँ कहते हैं. अब दिखाते हैं, देखो मिट्टी है, वो इस तरह से वो घड़ा बना. But later on with the deeper analysis, when we are shown the mud and mud alone in the entire pot, that time the potness is rejected. What remains is mud only. Therefore, one thing is there. At one point of time you called it as mud, another point of time you called it as pot. तो नाम में ही बदलाव हुआ, वस्तु जो है मड वो हमेशा वही है. Therefore, are there two things? No. So too, are there two things called as Brahman and Jagat? No. Why? Because in the Jagat, if you take away Brahman, Jagat is never there. What do you mean by that? Brahman named only is Jagat. So name given to Brahman is Jagat. There is nothing called as Jagat anywhere, anytime, any moment, other than apart from independent of Brahman. There are no two things. जैसे हम प्लास्टिक बॉटल कहते हैं. अरे प्लास्टिक बॉटल इज सच ए नॉनसेंस वर्ड. आर देयर टू थिंग्स? दैट प्लास्टिक और बॉटल, आर देयर टू थिंग्स? सोचो. दैट्स वेदांत. Plastic only in that shape you are named as bottle. Confused as if there are two things. And then you say plastic is the cause and bottle is the effect. किधर है? If this clicks to us, there are no two things to be called as cause and effect. Entire Vedanta is understood. What is Vedanta? Named and formed Brahman is Jagat. Jagat robbed of or unrobed of form and name is Brahman. That's it. So transcend that name and form. Where are they in your own mind? In the form of thoughts. So drop the name and form of the world which are there in the form of thoughts in your mind. What you see is Brahman always. It was alone there. You have never seen anything other than Brahman. Why? Because there is nothing other than it. Then we went on calling it as this and that. Hyderabad. Like we have ever always seen gold only when we went to the gold ornament shop. हमेशा जितने 100 बार गए मानो, स्वर्ण को ही देखा वहां हर जगह लटकता हुआ. बट वी कॉल देम एज वेरियस नेम्स, ऑर्नामेंट्स वगैरह. सो न ब्रह्म जगतामस्ति कारण कारितोदय. कार्य कारणतोदय मीन्स दे आर वन विदाउट सेकंड. Brahman only called as Jagat. In that Brahman being substratum, that is reality. So on the reality Brahman, the Rupanama is Kalpita. Rupanam को ही जगत कहते हैं, जगत कल्पित. Therefore Brahma Satyam Adhishtanam, Jagat Mithya Kalpitam. Jagat is Rupanama. What is Jagat? Rupanama only on the Brahman. What are the furnitures? Rupanama only on the wood. The world of furniture is nothing but Rupanama superimposed on one substratum wood. Next. न ब्रह्म जगतामस्ति कार्य कारणता उदयः कारणानाम अभावेन सर्वेषां सह कारिणाम. So मूल उपादान कारण, then nimitta karana karanas. Where are they? All of that is Brahman only. Therefore Brahman being karana, all karanas, there is no karya other than it. Karana karya is only in our intellectual calculation. For the sake of vyavahara, to satisfy our indriyas and mana, which are accepting the projected world as staying or real. Next, the beautiful important thoughts. Ki Mother Saraswati is telling to us, Leela, Yavad abhyasa yogena na shanta bhedadistava nunam tavadata dhruva na brahma paripashyasi. Now, how much deep we have to contemplate on this mantra. देख लो. हम्म, सुनो ध्यान से। यावद अभ्यास योगेन न शांता भेदधि स्तव। It is in your dhi, in your wrong conviction, that there is bheda. Bheda means difference. Difference to such an extent that one is Brahman, second is Rupanamatmak Jagat, third is Rupanamatmak Jagat is superimposed on the Brahman, fourth is Brahman is reality, fifth is Rupanama is Mithya, sixth is the reality Brahman is forgotten, seventh, the Kalpita Rupanama is taken as real. This is called as Bhedadhi. Through Abhyasa Yoga, till this Bheda is removed. What is Rimula Bheda then? Reverse of all these 4 5 steps. Reaching to finally what? There is something, only one thing is there, that is Brahman. There are no two, now also the Drushti is, there are no two things as Brahman and Jagat. Jagat alone is real. To that level of Bheda Drushti, we have strengthened ourselves in ignorance. Now, with wisdom, we change the Veda Drushti in the other way around. We remove the Veda only, but bring the other aspect as reality, that there is nothing called as Jagat, Brahman alone is there. That's the meaning of Veda Dihi Shanta. तुम्हारा भेद दृष्टि शांत होना है. Okay, little analytically you go. Veda Drushti means what? When you see the waves, there is Veda Drushti. The Rupanam ke दृष्टि से देखोगे तो. But when you go beyond every Rupanama and see the substratum, only one water. Now, from the water standpoint, you see, all waves are one water only. That is called as the Shanti of the Veda Drushti, quietening of Veda Drushti. So, here that word Veda Drushti to be understood in all its aspects. See, Rama or this Leela being of highest Kada, they are in the deep contemplative mood all the time. Little hint given, they catch it. We, in such cases, little more we have to ponder. That's it. That's what we said. What is there is Brahman. Rupanama Jagat, never there. Rupanama Jagat, Kalpita. On the Adhisthana, Brahman. Brahman is forgotten. Now what is there? Abheda Jagat only. It should be the other way around. Realize the Brahman as a reality. Then the Rupanama is nothing but Brahman only. Therefore, there is no Bheda between Brahman and Jagat, inasmuch Jagat is unreal, Brahman is real. इस तरह से. Or there is no Bheda in the entire Srishti which I am seeing, which is different because of Rupanama, because all of them are supported by one substrate. So in this way, Abhyasa Yoga say, when this Bhedadhi yours gets Shanta, then only Nunam Tavad Atadrupa. So, till that time is not achieved, till that time you are the Atadrupa, you are other than the Brahman, bound in the Jiva Bhava, therefore na Brahma Parishpashyasi. You will not be able to realize that Brahma Tattva. So, through Abhyasa Yoga, drop the Bhedadhi, then you yourself see the Brahman as yourself. This is the entire Vedanta Sara. Okay. Now, what about we people? Saraswati Mata says about herself, etc. Tatra means in that Abheda Brahma Anubhuti. That though on the Rupanama I may be Saraswati, which are projected because of Maya Shakti for the purpose of being a Vidya Devi, yet this Rupanamata of me with all my Lakshanas of Saraswati Twa are so superficially, very lightly projected things that the substratum is 99.9999%, 0.0001% only, we consider ourselves to be Saraswati. In our case, 0.00001% only, we consider ourselves of Brahma, Parabrahma. 99.99999 is we are Jiva, we are Deha, we are man, we are so and so, only this. So through Abhyasa Yoga, from this to that, we have to shift. We have done it. So Tatra, in that Bheda Rahita Abheda Drushti, Tatra Rudimupayataha. the strong, deep establishment we gained. Ya ime to asmadadaya. Who are they? Ime to asmadadaya, the devatas like me. So abhyasat. How? We did the abhyasa. Therefore, Brahma Sampattehe, we know that we are Brahman. Therefore, Pashyamaha Tehi Tatparam. So we can see that Tatpadasthiti without any difficulty because through Abhyasa, we have transcended our identity with our respective Upadhi individualities. Through Abhyasa, we all know the truth that we are Brahman. You have not done it. Therefore, you do it, you reach there. From there, the said loka which you want to see, that is accessible. Okay, and then Saraswati Mata tells about ourselves. Sankalpa nagarasya eva mama akashamayam vapuhu. See, in your Sankalpa, we make a nagara. But that chitta only took the form of that nagara. That seen nagara, which is vrityatmaka, is it in any case real? Substantial, tangent, tangible? Not at all, no? देखा मैंने कहा आप आंख बंद करो फिर एक नगर का इमेजिन करो तो उस नगर में इतने कॉलोनीज है बिल्डिंग्स है इमेजिन करो आई टोल्ड यू डिड इट बट दैट nagara by any means even a little real in that chitta only kalpitana same way sankalpa nagarasya eva mama akashamayam vapuhu I am basically the akasha means chidakasha in that chidakasha the one who is present in front of you in this kumari rupa giving you this knowledge it is akashamayam vapuhu. This as substantial you think yourself to be with all upadhi. We are not like that. Ours is vapuhu akashamaya only. So the grossness is never there. Even the upadhis, only to the extent that's required that time, they get manifested and get dissolved. Beyond that, we are always the chidakasha rupa only. Therefore, Brahma evacha antah pashyami dehena anena tatpadam. Therefore, for us very difficult, never ever difficult it is to see that Brahma Tattva in us whenever we want to. Means we are always mostly in that only when the bhaktas like you call, then we come in that form in which you called us, so we respond to you. You recognize us if we come this way because you worshipped us in that way. This form is for you. You said Yakundendu Tushara Hara Dhavala. Therefore, I have to come in the Kunda Indu Tushara Dhavala Hara Payankar. I have to present. Otherwise, these are all not my forms. I am to Chidakasha Rup. एक देखो ये नए नए बातें हम कौन से शास्त्र में पढ़े इन ऑल आवर 10,000 क्लासेस विच क्लास वी स्टडीड ऑल दिस इसी में मिल रहा है कि नहीं सब दे आर सेट देयर आल्सो बट हिडन we never got into that track. But here, through 32,000 slokas, through so many upakhyanas of this type, these sublime informations also given to us. So all the devatas are Chidakasha Rupa. In other word, the same thing called in the 2-3 chapters back as Ativahika Deha. So Deha contour without the Deha inside. The outside like some pictures ऊपर ऊपर बनाते हैं स्केच से नो कपड़ों का रंग वंग कवर कुछ नहीं देते दिस कपड़े देर बट कलरिंग दे नॉट गिवन स्केच विद पेंसिल से बच्चे करते हैं देखो दे आर लाइक द व्हाट यू कॉल हिम आर्किटेक्ट मेक्स द हाउस ऑफ योर्स विद द पेंसिल्स उसमें पूरे कलर भरो then you are look that house looks to be more substantial even though it's on the picture but only outline diya to that's how we are sankalpanagarasya eva mama akashamayam vapuhu like your sankalpanagara is sankalpa matra only चित्त के ऊपर हो so to viral chidakasha our vapu is sankalpamaya therefore brahma eva cha antah pashyami that brahma sthiti we discover in our own selves in that brahma the Maya, the Trigunas, the Panchamahabhutas, their combination, that expressing as this Thula Sharira, and in that the Raga Dvesha, अब इतना सारा हमारे कल्पनाएं दृढ़ होते होते स्थूल शरीर नहीं बना हमारा जैसा तुम्हारा है That's what she says. Brahma eva cha anta pashyami dehena anena tatpadam. So Brahma tatpadam anena dehena anta pashyami. I just close my eyes and see myself. For the explanation's sake, you also, if you can become subtler enough to go beyond the deha tadatmya and behind the deha pancha, क्या कहते हैं प्राणमय, behind pranamana, behind mana buddhi, behind that vijnanamaya kosha, shuddha atmamastu. Where are they? In this only. You understand? When we transcend the importance given to the gross effects and identify with the subtle causes, the subtle and the subtlest, the cause of all causes is Satchit Brahma only, no? That very Satchit Brahma alone is here, seen as the Vijnanamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Annamaya Kosha. Finally, we are settled in considering ourselves to be Annamaya. Through yoga sadhanas, various Vedanta sadhanas, अन्नमय से प्राणमय में हम जाते हैं. That's the meaning of तैत्तिरीयोपनिषद. अन्योंतरात्मा प्राणमयः, अन्योंतरात्मा मनोमयः. We studied, no? These are all yoga sadhanas to be done to transcend our identity from the stula kosha to the vijnanamaya, from there to Paramatma Tattva, which we just studied, never valued it. That किताब पढ़ के हमने सेकंड बैंड में रद्दी वालों को भेज दिया. That Upanishad. या कहीं कपबोर्ड में लगा दिए होंगे, या anyway you don't need it, देखो कहीं लाइब्रेरी से लाके वापस दिए होंगे. And when the book is also not there in the house, how can the knowledge be in our buddhi? हाँ, तभी पढ़ा था वो 5 कोश कुछ कथाएं कह रहे थे गुरु महाराज, बस उनके आत्म शांति के लिए हम सुन रहे थे. He does not like that. It is I, while teaching you and you while listening from me, should have transcended one kosha identity. By now, we should have reached Brahman. Instead of that, we are so khush with this kosha only, Annamaya, that we are doing with this all nonsense, because of which for the next 2000 lives, we get and identify with Annamaya only. Very funny it is. What Vedanta we are studying, what sadhana we are doing. देहोस्मी में इतने धसे फंसे हुए हैं, है ना? मजाक जिंदगी कर रहे हैं अपन वेदांत का. एनीवे, हे प्रभु, you know, you also are laughing at our stupidity. These fellows talk about Vedant 24 घंटे. In Vivek Chodamani, शरीर पोषणार्थे सन आत्मानं दिदृक्षति ग्राहं दारु धिया धृत्वा नदीं तर्तुं स गच्छति. Says continuously doing the portion of the sharira, the one who is in the illusion, imagining that he want to realize the self, he is holding on to a shark to cross the ocean or the river. Flooded river, I am wanting to cross, and I got a support and a side, it's a crocodile. इसमें बहुत मीनिंग है. When the text comes, we'll study. विवेक चूड़ामणि 540 श्लोक 2 साल तो लगेगा मुझे. Anyway, अब कहाँ हैं हम? So our deha is like this. Okay. Brahma eva cha anta pashyami dehenani tatpadam. So vishuddha jnana deharhaha tata ete padma jatayaha. Not only me, the Brahma Deva and all of devatas are vishuddha jnana deha. Theirs is not Panchamahabhuta made sthula deha. Theirs is the jnana deha. What is jnana deva? We are an individual. That concept only there, that's all. That individual I am concept is not grossified, solidified, seeking the other panchakoshas, appearing like any of the animals or human beings. No. उन सबका हम सबका विशुद्ध ज्ञान देहारहा. That is called ativahika deha. Means inside the content is Brahman, outside maximum a sense of difference with that Brahman, with an identity as Brahmadeva and creative power, Saraswati Mata with knowledge giving power, etc. More than that, like you and I, we have vasanas, we have kamanas, we have deha tadatmya, so much that I am only this deha, this should be खुशी खुश होना है, इसको कोई बीमार नहीं होना है, इसका माइंड नहीं मरना चाहिए. How many notions we are holding? I, a concept I, is holding all this. In their case, the I concept will be there without all this nonsense. That conceptual I is the Brahma concept, Saraswati concept, etc. Required for the empirical world for Vyavahara. Up to that stage, it is real. Beyond that, go to Parabrahma Sthiti, even they are unreal. So Vishuddha Jnana Deharaha Tathaite Padmajadaya. So Brahmatma Jagadadinam Amshe Samsthanam Angane. So Brahma Atma Jagadadinam Amshe Samsthanam Angane. So they are seeing, their own selves conspicuously, their real self to be Brahma Tattva. Okay. In the other thing is what? The whole Jagat which they project and interact in it, that whole Jagat also for them never appears as so solidly real for us like that. For them it is Brahman only. हमको कभी भी ये जगत ब्रह्म है थॉट आता ही नहीं. For them, every time they are conscious that this is Brahman, on Brahman, the Drishya and Drashta are projected for the play. In that mood, we are always there. We have done that. We are in that state. Mother Saraswati is telling to encourage Leela also to do those required sadhanas and reach to that level so that her will and wish of seeing that grama and graha of that Brahmana Brahmani. So this indicates to us that what if we can reach to that yoga sthiti of identifying with the Parabrahma Tattva or identifying with the Atyanta Sukshmati Sukshma Karanati Karana Sthiti, the Kala of its past, present, future, and in that Kala, the Karana Karya, and in that Karana Karya, the entire world's getting manifested, getting dissolved. And in that manifested world, the small little things getting manifested, dissolved, all of that like a cinema, it is clear in front. Like when I am on the earth, I can't see the rotation of the earth nor evolution. But when I leave the earth and go to some high sky and see with proper equipments, I can see the earth अपने आप घूमते हुए सूरज के चारों तरफ घूम रहा है. In the same way, through the sadhanas, there is a state of being reached from where the bhuta, bhavishyat, vartamana of everything can be seen. That's what Krishna's answer to Arjuna कि तुम तो अभी मेरे पहले पैदा हुए थे, मैं कैसे बिलीव करूं कि that you taught this knowledge to Vayavaswata Surya and Surya taught it to Manu, etc. अरे भाई भगोनी में व्यतीतानि जन्मानि तव च अर्जुन, तुम्हारे मेरे इतने जन्म हुए, तानि हम वेद सर्वाणि, I know mine, I know yours, त्वं न वेत्थ. And why? Because like you, I am not cocooned to this body. I am in a different level of evolution wherein I am beyond the Desha Kala. Therefore, in this Desha Kala, whatever happened, I know it. Like in your own house. You are cocooned that it is my house, I made this these walls, this much is my place, so this bedroom, this, that one, this, my nidra. In that way, we have decided in living every day. But if we can develop a yoga sthiti and see this house where you are staying, who knows, 100 years back it was a field, 200 years back it was something else, 600 or 1000 years back there was a kingdom there, 10,000 years back there must be some other thing there. All of that will be known. जिस जगह पे आप बैठे हो वो आप 100 साल पहले क्या था, 200 साल पहले, 300 साल, 1000 साल, डू यू नो नाउ? वी हैव फॉरगॉटन द वे द लैंड वाज बिफोर वी कंस्ट्रक्टेड. हमारे आंखों में जो हुआ वही हम नहीं जानते. अब 10,000 साल पहले तो योगी लोग जितना सूक्ष्म बनते हैं योग साधना में ना, उनका परमिएशन, परमिएबिलिटी उतना बढ़ता रहता है. That they go beyond Kala and Desh. That's why when you go to some Jyotishyas or some of these yoga gurus, 5 या 3 जन्म तक आपका पास्ट बोलते हैं. उससे पहले पूछो इतना काफी दे टेल, दैट मीन दे डोंट नो बियॉन्ड इट. Some people know 10, some know 20, some know 10,000 lives of ours. They can, but not required. अभी पिछले आप देखो 5 महीने पहले तुमने क्या किया, उसकी क्या जरूरत है अभी जो डायरिया हुआ. अब 3 दिन पहले क्या खाया काफी है ना. That is enough. Even though what you ate 10 years back may be an effect, cause for this nonsense, but not required all those details. Therefore, 5 to 8 lives of the past are enough for us to assess what we have done, so that where we are now. प्रैक्टिकली उतना जरूरत है, उतना काफी है. सो भगवान भी योगियों को उनके योग साधन में उतना रिवील करते हैं. हाँ महाराज, आई वांट टू नो मोर, अब इतने काम बन जाएगा, चल. वो जाके जोगी बना, बोर्ड लगा, लोग फल फूल देंगे, दक्षिणा देंगे, तुमको नंबर भी प्लेट लगाएंगे, महाराज सब कुछ जानता आनंदा, 1 0 0 0 9 3 5 एंड दे विल गिव यू एंजॉय. मस्त नाम है ना, सब कुछ जानता आनंदा. वेदांती कहते हैं एनीथिंग अदर देन ब्रह्मन इज मिथ्या. अबे ये जिंदगी जितनी बेवकूफ की है, वैसा ही होगा पास्ट वाला. व्हाट इज फन इन नोइंग इट? लाइक इफ यू आस्क मी, स्वामी जी, हमको बताना है आपको हमारे गृह गृहस्थ में, फैमिली में, रिलेशन में क्या होता है, डू यू थिंक आई एम इंटरेस्टेड? अरे ये सब देख देख कर ही बाबा जी बने. व्हाट इज न्यू देयर? Same ego, same selfishness, same materialism, same arrogance, same fighting, same मूर्खता. There is nothing new. आप कोई कोई बाबा जी को बोले, वो बाबा सुनता है क्या? बेचारा उनको भूख लग रही है, नहीं सुना तो you won't give food. That's why he listens. Isn't it? In the same way, ज्योतिषी जितना भी जानो क्या फर्क पड़ता है. Here, Saraswati Mata and such people are of such highest, subtlest equipments there are, purest equipments there are, because of which they know Brahman, they know themselves as Brahman, they know their identity with those Upadhis, they know what is to be done with that Upadhi, they also know the entire gross world mein what is where. And they need not have the stock of all knowledge all the time, but whenever whatever they require, it just reveals to them. They are not loaded their intellect with so much of data. वो तो फिर क्रैश हो जाएगा. अब ज्यादा डेटा डालो कंप्यूटर में, क्रैश हो जाए. You know, whatever is required that time it revealed. Like जो तत्व ज्ञान में पके हुए हैं, any question you ask they give answer. You are surprised. ये बाबा जी इतने किताबें कहाँ पढ़े, जरूरत ही नहीं है उनको. To our stupid question, what is the answer? वो automatic अंदर से आ जाता है. They need not struggle and refer to the books and tell to you, कल बताता हूँ. रात भर बाबा जी लाइब्रेरी में बैठे किताब खोल के देख रहे, इस बंदे का प्रश्न का जवाब देकर मैं कैसे ताली बजाऊं इससे. He need not do all that. At that very moment he gives answer. They are all higher levels of evolution. So she says here, Vishuddha Jnana Deharaha Tata Ete Brahmajadaya Brahma Atma Jagdadinam Amshe Samsthanam Angane. So they, in them only they see, in themselves, in the Jagat also, they are always recognizing the substratum Brahman. Then what about you? Tavabhyasam vina bale na akaro brahmatam gataha. So you have never done the abhyasa, therefore your akara has not become brahmakara like ours. You always did the abhyasa of Dehosmi, therefore Deha akara sthai bhav mein has settled in you that I am there. That's why your abhyasa every day you are doing. But we have done the abhyasa that Naham Devasmi, Aham Saraswati Asmi, Aham Brahmasmi. So we are in that state. That's why Yadbhavam Tadbhavati. In whatever the way you think yourself, you become like that. So we thought of ourselves with Deha, 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 Deha. In every body, we identify with the Deha. So Tava Abhyasam Vina Pale Na Akarha Brahmatangataha Stitaha Kalan Rupatma. That's what I said. You are established in your Kalpita Deha Rupa. Tena, therefore, that Brahmastiti na anupashyasi, you are not able to see. Okay. Now to your question, from this Deha, why you cannot see? The direct answer is so beautiful analysis of Mother Saraswati. Yatra swasankalpa puram swadehena na labhyate. See, you do a pura sankalpa in your mind. You did the sankalpa. But with your own, this body, this your personality, can you see that pura, which is sankalpita by you only? नहीं ना. सो यत्र ससंकल्पपुरम स्वदेहेन न लभ्यते तत्र अन्य संकल्पपुरम. Somebody else's sankalpita pura, anya deha, the one who is staying in another body, kathan labhyate, how can you see? So you are an individual, no doubt. But you are fully stationed in this deha, sharira. You are living only as this. And in this body staying only, with your mana, whatever the pura sankalpa you do, that pura you yourself cannot see. Then how can you see the pura sankalpita by others? Others' mind. You here means the one you who is established as this deha. That's the meaning of yatra sasankalpapuram swadehena na labhyate. Tatra anya sankalpapuram deha anya katham labate. Somebody else thought sankalpa, somebody else can, how can you do? Like my own dream world I cannot see when I wake up. How can you see your dream world? This is why you cannot see that nagar. There is a state of being. When you, through your abhyasa, come to the chit swarupa, then you can see that. Because in chitta, anything can be seen of the past, present, future. After all, it's all kalpana. है ना? Like somebody told you a story. It's all kalpita. आप भूल गया फिर से बोलो. He tells it because it's kalpana. उसमें क्या है? He'll tell. So in the Brahman through Maya Shakti, Kalpita, you want to see it, it can be shown again. How does it matter? But you have to reach to that level to see that. Okay, Tasmat. Therefore, I told you in the beginning, Enam Parityajya Deham. Transcend this Deha Stadatmya. Parityajya means Sarvadharmana Parityajya, that word every day is coming. Not dying or killing this body. Deha Tadatmya ko par karo apni yoga sadhana se. तस्मात् एनं देहं परित्यज्य चिद व्योम रूपिणी बिकम लाइक अस चिद व्योम रूप चिदाकाश रूप अपने आप को जानो एक्चुअली यू आर दैट ओनली थ्रू योर अभ्यास यू केम लाइक दिस नो बाय रिजेक्टिंग दिस एंड re-identifying that you can evolve yourself to that identity do that if you do so tat pashyasi tadeva ashu then that loka which you wanted to see, from there it is accessible, not from here. Therefore, tadeva ashukuru karavidam vare. The one who is knower of what to do and the one who is the doer of what is known. Such a best you, immediately you do that only. Of identifying yourself with Chidvyoma, detaching from this Stula Sharira, from there it is accessible. If you want to fulfill that your wish of seeing that Brahmana Graha and that Brahmana Nagara and in that Brahmana Akasha, all this you can see. That's what the yogis, they are able to see our past, present, and all that. Future also, tentatively they can see if it is left to it as it is. Like a road बनाया है और 15-20 दिन के बाद कैसा रहेगा you can imagine it. But still the possibility when the traffic goes there, when it rains, when the ole padte hain, then that may get changed also. What you thought it would be may not be like that. So too they see our future, but then it is continuously, dynamically active life. So it may not be the way they see it. And there ऐसा है, ऐसा करोगे ये होगा, ऐसा करो तो होगा, वो पता है हमको. That's why वो मत करो, ये करो, they tell us. Okay, tasmadenam parityajya deham chidyoma rupini tat pashyasi. Tadeva ashukuru karvidam vare. So, sankalpa nagaram satyam yatha sankalpitam prati. Sadeham va videham va na itaram prati kanchan. Okay, my own sankalpa nagara, sadeha or videva, when I did sankalpa, it is perceptible to me only, not to you. So too, yours is not perceptible to me. है ना आप संकल्प करो तो then she says adi sarge now the very important discussion tomorrow will start from here adi sarge jagat bhrantir yatha iyam sthitimaagata tatha tada pravritti evam niyatihi praudimagata so our sankalpa brahmadeva sankalpa though sankalpas only so therefore they should be one but right from the beginning of the creation the differentiation is maintained between the Brahmadeva Sankalpa and Srushti, and in that you and I Jiva Sankalpa Srushti. That conditioning was incorporated by the Paramatma through that Maya, which facilitated or which was necessary for this Jagat Khel to go on. And these are all then mind blowing thoughts. So, into that track we will not go here in this way. Hmm, as the discussion going on. Okay, I will go on Tayoktan Devi Gachao Brahmana Brahmana Sahetam Saheti Midam Naheti Idam Vachmi Katangantam. I will go. How can you can't? How can you also join with me? That type of question she asks. Then once more, Leela tells about her own Sharira, or not Leela Saraswati Mata, about its stature and position, with which this Leela's doubts get dispelled. In short, she understands through the ignorance and wrong abhyasa on the pure self only, all Stula Sukshma Karana are Kalpita and given reality. When the opposite of it is done, which is called sadhana, then the reality given to these resolves, we in our sukshma understanding understand the substratum. Because of the practices, we enter into our in the sukshma anubhuti, the anubhuti of the adhisthana. That's how whole Vedanta, in this way, accessible to our understanding, is explained. That's the beauty of this grantha, and in these granthas, the upakhyanas. Our minds are distracted in thousand things throughout the day. With a distracted mind, with that mind held on to the bhogas, raga, desha, we are struggling here to listen. If we have brought our mind into concentration, purification, single pointedness, with that we listen. The topic which is spoken is so conspicuous and obvious, and through that, what knowledge is given, that also easily understandable, accessible. इसीलिए कहते हैं अंतःकरण को शुद्ध बनाओ, एकाग्र बनाओ, तभी जाकर ये सूक्ष्म ज्ञान यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड. You and I especially, who are anyway struggling to study Shastra, we should somehow or the other go through and cross that tough space, tough place, and get that breakthrough. That enough of the whole world and worldliness. Let me withdraw from it. Let me do throughout the day my various upasanas to control, quieten, purify my inner equipments, so that anyway I'm studying the Shastras, that study should not go waste. I should get the due knowledge, I should get the due inspiration, I should do the due sadhana, I should also get the experience. ऐसा जो सोचने लगता है उनका दिमाग खुल रहा है. He is not Mudamati, he is becoming Sanmati. Slowly he stops doing Rukun Karane, he will start doing Govindam Bhajan. What's that beautiful discussion? We'll see. 2 more days it will take for us to do this Sarga. 77 mantras, 79 mantras are there. 2 या 3 दिन. ओम पूर्णमदः ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. अब आ जाओ 31st टेक्स्ट तत्वमसि महावाक्य वाला. What is that name of text? वाक्य वृत्ति of आदिशंकरा. Let us begin today. Thank you. हिंदी में होगा, आ जाओ.